Hey guys, it's me, Anne, and this is Beauty with Me. I am coming back at you with another full brand challenge, this time featuring products from Sephora collection. I decided to do an entire week-long routine using only Sephora brand makeup and then a few skincare items as well. I went to Sephora, the one near our office down in the financial district, checked out their entire selection, picked out foundations, concealers, blushes, cleansing balms, brought it home and tried it out. And I will let you know how everything went, but first, please make sure you're subscribed down below. Little red button. Beauty with Me comes out every Monday at 11 a.m. And while you're at it, please add me on Instagram at mian.chan so we can hang out and talk about beauty stuff there as well. The first thing I used obviously was foundation. This is the Sephora 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation, and based off of the name alone, I was expecting a very full coverage foundation. This is actually the opposite, and I prefer that. It blends in a second. I would actually compare it to a slightly higher coverage tinted moisturizer, which I really like because I wear tinted moisturizers and concealers pretty much every single day. Although I will say if you're looking for more coverage, this is not the one for you. But if you're looking for something lighter, very breathable, and long wearing, this guy. So on top of foundation for a little more coverage and some brightening under the eyes, I use the Sephora Collection Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. I tend to like concealers that are lightweight, that feel very almost skincare-like on the skin, and I was like, this is probably gonna be it. And I was right. It blends in like a dream. It feels like nothing on. Again, like the foundation though, it doesn't have a huge amount of coverage. So I blended that all in with this brush. This is the Flawless Airbrush, which is a brush that I've been hearing about for a very long time. I've always wanted to try it, and I finally did. It did not disappoint. It blends in foundation really beautifully. I love the shape. It's a really tiny little brush that's good for getting like under the eye or on the nose. It's great. So once my foundation was on, I set my work using this Sephora Beauty Amplifier Set Pressed Setting Powder. I will say that if you take too much of this stuff on the brush, it can give a little bit of a white cast to your face, so definitely go in with a light hand with this stuff. It's not the most long-wearing powder. It definitely sets makeup and keeps your skin matte. It feels very similar to the Makeup Forever HD setting powder. It has that same very slick, silicone-y feel that really like blurs over your pores, but what makes it unique, I think, is the fact that it does smooth over pores and lines so beautifully. So next up is blush. This is the colorful matte blush in the shade So Shy. It does go on a little sheer, but it is buildable, so if you are someone that goes in with a heavy hand, you're not gonna go too overboard in your blush, which is nice. So instead of bronzer, I used a contouring powder, and I used this one. It is the colorful powder in the shade Tranquil. It is a good shade for contouring because it is this very ashy, kind of shadow-like tone. This, like the blush, does have sheerer coverage, so it is something that you will have to build up if you want something that's a very defined contour, but if you want something light, you can just go in with a puffy brush. Otherwise, you will have to build it. Next up is highlighter, and this stuff is so pretty. This is the Golden Hour liquid highlighter in Sunlight. This was probably one of my favorite products out of the whole batch of products I tried this week. It is the gorgeous kind of champagne-y gold, and it isn't like ridiculously glittery like some liquid highlighters in the market. It has a beautiful shimmer that does catch the light in a really gorgeous way. Very into it. It's just so pretty. I'm wearing it now, obviously. So that's the base done. This week I used an eyelid primer from Sephora as well. This is the Sephora eyeshadow primer. It is a bit more on the oily liquidy side than other primers I've used, but it does keep makeup on. So next up is what I would say this is like in the top 2 fave products from the week, and it is surprising. This is the Sephora collaboration with the Museum of Ice Cream, which is an experiential art kind of museum that you go in and you're like transported into this world that's literally ice cream themed. And they surprisingly did a collaboration with Sephora, and they launched a bunch of like ice cream popsicle themed products, and this palette is one of them. I was curious to use it just because, I mean, look at it. But I'll be honest, I didn't think it was gonna be like so amazing that it would blow me away. I was pleasantly surprised with the formula on these. These shadows are really pigmented. The color selection is really great. There are some good like neutral tones. So there's also these fun electric colors like this, really intense pink. I mean, are you seeing this right now? It's so pigmented. And then I did get a little bit of fallout from the glittery shades, but that honestly happens with a lot of my glitter shadows, so it's just something that I've learned to deal with. But overall, 10 out of 10 would recommend, and this stuff is limited edition, so it's gonna be sold throughout the fall and the winter, but once the supplies are gone, it's gonna be gone. So if you want this cute little palette, you should definitely grab it while it's still there. The next product I have is tool related, and it's really cool. This is the Sephora Mini Color Switch by Vera Mona. You would use a shadow, and then if you want to use the same brush in another shadow without like mixing the pigments, you would go like this, swirl it around, and it takes off the pigment. And I'm telling you, it works. You can go into that orange shade in the palette and then apply a pink one, and it's gonna take all that orange off before you get to the pink, so it's not gonna muddle your eye look. All right, so moving right along, I did do a lot of my week's look with just this palette, but I did also get an eyeliner just in case I wanted to define my eyes even more. I'm wearing it right now. This is the Sephora collection. It's a twist up automatic brown eyeliner pencil. It even comes with a little sharpener at the end and a little smudger. Good classic brown. I'm wearing it. You can wing it out, especially if the tip is sharpened. It's easy to tight line with it as well. It doesn't irritate my eyes. No complaints. So for mascara, I use the Lashcraft Length and Volume Mascara. It has a pretty standard brush. It's just a normal like nylon bristle brush. It's a bit flatter on one side and then the other side to really like get that detail. Could be a little bit more volumizing in my opinion, but I would say it gives you a very nice fluttery lash. So as the final touch to my makeup look, I obviously wore lipstick and I grabbed this 4-piece set. This is again from the Museum of Ice Cream collaboration. It comes with 4 shades. There's a red, a pink, a kind of like berry shade, and then an orange. It's essentially a very evenly pigmented stain, which was surprising because the packaging on this stuff doesn't really give you any hints on what it's gonna be. Like I thought maybe it would be a liquid lipstick or a gloss. It's neither of those things. It is, I would say, a stain lip lacquer kind of thing. It's very pigmented, it's very even. It smells amazing. I don't know, like yummy candy. The brush has a little reservoir tip that catches just the right amount of product. Like it comes off really easily with a wipe, with makeup remover. It doesn't stain your lips for like days after you wear it. The shades are gorgeous, feels really good. I think the things that I liked the most out of this entire challenge were these like limited edition ice cream things. And really because I was so surprised at how beautiful they are and that they actually are like really top-notch quality products. To take it all off, I use this cleansing balm. So this cleansing balm is a bit on the denser side. You do have to really warm it up in your fingers for it to turn into a more liquidy oil, but it does take off makeup really well. It takes off waterproof makeup really well. But what I think is the most genius part of this is this. A lot of beauty brands will sell products like this and the little like spool, I don't know, what is this called? Skincare spoon? The little skincare spoon is like supposed to just rest on the top of the product. I always lose them, throw them away, whatever. Sephora had the genius idea of putting this little stopper in that is almost like a little plate that you put your spoon in and then you just put it back up and put it in your shelf. Boom. Next up is moisturizer. I skipped serum just because Sephora collection actually doesn't have any serum. That should be next, guys. So I use this. This is the Rose Moisturizing Cream. It's very light. It kind of looks like yogurt. Kind of watery, a little goopy. It's a very light cream that I think actually doesn't give enough moisture for me to use at night. So I prefer my night creams to be a little bit richer, a little thicker, more emollient. I will say that the scent is a little overpowering. It's very rosy and I love rose scents, but this is quite strong. And that is it, guys. A week well spent, I'd say. I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of these products. Some of them, you know, weren't necessarily for me, but I can see them working for other people. But let me know in the comments below what you guys love from Sephora collection, because there was so much other stuff that I didn't get to try and I'm kind of jonesing to go back and try more. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you want to see next on Beauty With Me in the comments down below. Click here to subscribe to Refinery29. Click here to watch another video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.